Really excited to be in Lethbridge, Alberta at the O2 Training Center with my very good friend Justin Houdini Tavernini. We're gonna have some stuff for you. What do you got in store?
Today, Steve, we're gonna work on a back take from the guard. So one of my go-to back takes. Once we take the back into a finishing sequence.
All right, so stay tuned.
Stay tuned. All right, guys, so here I have Steve. He's in my guard. He's in my open guard right now. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a 2-on-1 to the back take. But instead of grabbing his wrists or his arms, I'm gonna grab his sleeve. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my outside hand, and I'm gonna pistol grip on his sleeve, okay? And a pistol grip, I use my 2 inside fingers and I roll his sleeve from the outside in, getting a nice grip on that sleeve. Now my far arm is gonna grab cloth near the bicep, okay? And I'm gonna pull up to get his arm away from his body, and then I'm gonna drag it across my body. Now, if we get in tight here, I want Steve's wrist and elbow in between my ribs and my arm. So now as I start to sit up, I'm gonna trap his arm in here. So I kick with my leg and I put my chest on the back of Steve's shoulder. So I come up and I start to pull back. Come around on this side over here. I still have this grip inside Steve's bicep in his sleeve, and I start to pull back with my arm, creating tension on Steve's arm. He doesn't like this. So typically what Steve will do in this type of position is he'll start to walk away with his feet to take the pressure off of his arm, which allows me to sit up and take the back. Okay? Now once I take the back, I don't like to finish from a turtle position. So what I personally like to do is I like to switch the position to a back mount. So as I take the back, I reach for my seatbelt grip. If you can see my hands under here, my left hand, the one that's underneath Steve's arm, is gonna fish the lapel. My right hand is gonna seatbelt over top. So now I have his lapel with a seatbelt grip, okay? I'm gonna shift my hips and I'm gonna take my shoulder pressure and I'm gonna roll Steve. So this is how we change positions. Now once we change positions, I pull down on this lapel and I let this free hand ride up to his shoulder. I take my outside foot and I kick him off. And this is where I finish. All right, guys, so here we are again. Steve's in my guard, so one more time. I'm going pistol grip on the outside sleeve at Steve's wrist. So my 2 middle fingers roll that sleeve from the outside inward. My outside hand fishes cloth next to the bicep. My pistol grip pulls up and my outside hand pulls across to drag that arm. I want his elbow on the outside of my ribs, okay? I sit up and I roll up to my elbow, and as I roll up to my elbow, I start to pull Steve's wrist away from his body, creating tension on his shoulder. He doesn't like that, so he starts to walk away from me. That little angle gives me the ability to take his back. Now as I'm taking his back, I want heavy chest pressure on the shoulder and upper back, and I fish for my seatbelt grip. My seatbelt grip comes underneath the neck, and I like to, when I seatbelt grip with a gi, fish the collar. So my arm that's underneath the armpit fishes the collar, and then I grab my forearm. So here's my seatbelt grip with the collar grab. I shift my hips using my shoulder to drive Steve's head down, and I roll him. Once I roll him and change positions, my left hand is pulling down on the lapel, my right hand slides up to the back of the shoulder. I go ear to ear and I use my leg to kick him off of me. And this is where I finish. That's where I finish my choke. One arm, one lapel, that's all we need. All right, guys, so technique number 2. Steve's back in my guard, okay? A lot of times when you take somebody's back, they're prepared for that. So they start hand fighting, pulling the arms off the neck. We have a solution. So same beginning. I go pistol grip on the wrist, cloth at the bicep, drag the arm across, sit up to take the back. I create that tension on Steve's arm, forcing him to walk away, which allows me to sit through and thread that leg through. Back to my seatbelt grip with the lapel. So really pull down on that lapel, gain that seatbelt grip. I shift my hips to roll him. Now, he starts to become aware that I'm going to fish up for the neck. Okay, so now my right hand becomes useless. My left hand, the one holding Steve's lapel, switches from his lapel to my lapel. And notice, I'm elbow to elbow on Steve, taking Steve's left arm out of play. Okay, now I kick him off and I come up to my knees. My left knee and shin bones in his ribs. My right hand's gonna frame the face, kick the leg over, and then I finish with the straight arm lock.
There you have it, folks. Couple of moves from my good friend Houdini here. Anything you want to add to today's video?
Remember, guys, when you take the back, and this is what I teach all my students, turtle position is great for control, but as you see, I like to switch positions. So there's a whole bunch of things that we can do from turtle, but it's pretty easy to fight out of. So whenever we go to our attacks or our finishes, I'm always teaching my students to change positions, take the back, not roll them, almost creating a scrambling type scenario to expose the neck and arms. That's my finishing tip.
Okay, those were great nuggets for myself, and I'm assuming you guys will enjoy the slight adjustments you may want to put to your game. Outside of that, thank you for gracing again the channel. Really appreciate it, and we will be looking forward to seeing you guys on the mat soon.